What's up guys, my name is Joe and welcome back to another episode of Budget Breakdown. This is of course the show where we take a look at hair care brands as a whole and see for the money, are they good, kinda good, or not so good. This week we're taking a look at Old Spice right over here, right behind me, which has been highly requested for a little while now, so you know, pretty good, we're finally getting to it. So Old Spice has been around since 1937, and of course famously known for their attention-grabbing deodorant packaging and hilarious Terry Crew ads. And it wasn't until 2014 when they added hair products to the lineup. I think it was 2014 anyways, that's based off of the research I did. It seemed like it was 2014. I might be off, but I'm pretty sure. Doesn't really matter anyways. I've actually never used Old Spice hair products before until preparing, doing the testing for this video. So I've heard good things in the past. Today we're gonna find out, is it all hype or is it actually good stuff? Also, I ordered 5 different Old Spice products, but Amazon for some reason sent me 2 of the same product, so we're taking a look at 4 products today instead of 5. Let's go ahead and start with a little overview. Each container comes with 2.64 ounces of product priced at around $7 on Amazon, except for this guy right here, the Cruise Control, which is 3.38 ounces or 100 milliliter, coming in at $8 on Amazon. Of course, any of the products that we talk about here, you can find in the description down below. Packaging wise, I really like it. It could be argued that the packaging will appeal to a younger demographic, but nonetheless, the packaging is both attention grabbing and clearly labeled with simple yet useful descriptive words and even pictures on the top that kind of show you the kinds of hairstyles that you can expect to achieve. In my opinion, it's the best budget packaging I've reviewed so far. Scent wise as well, I think it's pretty good. I think they did a good job. Every product shares a signature scent, and I gotta say they did it right. Especially for a $7 budget product, a lot of the times these mass-produced products just smell really like, have a very strong chemical-like scent. This definitely doesn't smell natural. It smells like a perfume has been added, but it's quite pleasant and light. And yeah, pretty good. All the products are white inside the jar. There's no gimmicks. They kept it all plain and simple and let the packaging do the talking. The 3 products in the jars all resemble each other quite a bit, but with a few key differences, and we'll get into that as we get into it. So with that said, let's go ahead and start out with Cruise Control. Cruise Control is a cream that claims to have a natural hold and shine, and it's meant for a casual look. I'll go ahead and say this right off the bat, out of the 4 Old Spice products that I have, this is the one that is the least effective for me. First of all, when you're dealing with a product of this consistency, I don't really find it useful as a post styler. It's just too wet and too light and too creamy. So I went ahead and used it as a pre-styler in this demonstration. Consistency and application, what do you know? It's super creamy and incredibly easy to run through your hair. Does that come as a surprise? No, it's a cream, all right? Cream's creamy. Generally. Once I finish throwing it in my hair, I use the same blow dry technique that I brought to you guys recently. It's pretty much my go-to blow dry technique and it just works so well. So if you guys missed that video, check it out at the top right corner of this screen. Once dried down, the product definitely stays true to its natural hold and shine claims, and maybe a little bit too much because I can barely feel this product doing anything. It may have helped with volume a little bit, but most of the volume is thanks to the blow drying technique. I will say this could be a good option for those of you guys out there with hair on the finer or thinner side and you're just looking for that lightweight boost. But really, there's better creams out there on the market, like the BluMaan volume cream that's coming up. That was better. What? It's the truth. Next up, we've got Unruly Paste, which claims to be a medium hold and it gives a textured finish and is meant to give you a messy look. I will say this product actually took me by surprise. When I was going through my testing phase, I was sure that I wasn't gonna like it, but I ended up being pleasantly surprised, and you'll see why when we talk about it. Even though the product looks shiny and watery in the jar, it has a thick yet easy scoop out. It kind of just glides out easily while feeling like there's some substance, basically. Breakdown is easy too, feels pretty paste-like, pretty standard stuff so far. When applying to your hair though, there is virtually zero tug and pull at all. It was really an odd sensation. I've of course had products that don't really have that much tug and pull, but especially due to the thickness, it was weird how easily this stuff just glided through my hair. What was even more interesting though was that there was no activation. Usually when I apply a product that goes in easily, within a few seconds it starts to thicken up as it gets activated by your hair, but that just didn't happen. It continued to feel like I barely put anything in. Naturally then, I assumed that this would basically provide no hold or wouldn't keep my hair under control for any reasonable amount of time, but that's where I became pleasantly surprised. Even though I barely felt the product in my hair, somehow it managed to keep my hair under control way more than I expected. See, I don't have a problem getting volume with my hair. I have a problem controlling that volume and making sure it doesn't get too poofy, which is what I was sure was gonna happen. But as you can see here in my favorite cafe doing some work, this is about 5 hours later, the results are still going pretty strong. It definitely helped to retouch and run my fingers through my hair, but it did definitely do a lot better than I expected. That said, even though this was a welcome surprise and it ended up working way better for me than I expected, it still wouldn't be a go-to product for me because it didn't provide enough texture and separation for, you know, for how I usually like my hair to look. That said, again, with any of you guys with more thin or fine hair, I can see this doing some great stuff for you. Next up, we've got Forge Putty, which claims to be high hold and matte finish and give you a disheveled look. Whatever that means. Now, other than being less shiny in the jar than the putty, it has a similar scoop out, breakdown, and application. Just like the paste, this stuff goes in so easily. Perhaps just slightly firmer than the paste, but still not a problem at all. And you also don't really get that activation feeling from this either. I will say you do feel this a little more, which I would actually hope so since it says it's a high hold product, but it's still a very weightless effect. Really though, at the end of the day, this putty seems like a slightly better performer over the paste. If you have finer or thinner hair, the paste is gonna do you just fine. If you have normal to thick, I would definitely opt in for this, but still expect lightweight results. I'm not so sure about the high hold claims, but I did like the performance and it held up well. And finally, some Spiffy pomade right over here, which is not your average mass-produced water-based pomade. In fact, it's not your average pomade in general. This claims to be a medium hold with a matte finish, so that automatically makes it a little weird because most pomades are supposed, you know, they go for like a shiny finish and gives you a clean-cut look. It says that somewhere on the package. Now, I'll spare the breakdown and application details because really it's very similar to the other two products that we already covered. I'm not saying all of these products feel exactly the same because they don't, but they're all easy to scoop out, easy to break down, and apply with barely any of an activation feel in the hair. Now, even though this pomade claims to be matte finish, it has the most amount of shine out of any that I've featured here, and I think that's a good thing. I think a pomade should have some levels of shine, and it's been done here in a way that if you use just a little bit, you can have a great casual look with a slightly healthy shine. And if you want to go for that more clean cut look, you can add a little bit more, and this is going to add a little bit more shine while still being slick enough to comb in place and just have that, you know, a little bit more crispy looking hairstyle. So what are we saying? Old Spice hair products, are they good? Are they kind of good? Or are they not so good? Give me that drum roll. Good. I like very much. I will say I feel like they could have done a little bit more to further separate the look and feel of the different hair products. But when I take into consideration their packaging, overall performance, and especially the scent, I mean, I really like the scent, you've got yourself a solid, cheap line of hair products. Now, if you're the kind of guy who likes feeling some substance in their hair, like, you know, you can kind of feel the control and feel like that hair product is doing something, this line is probably not for you. But if you want to keep your hair under control and keep it really lightweight and feel very natural, but still have some decent results, I think that you're really gonna like checking out the Old Spice range. So yeah, if you guys wanna check out any of the Old Spice products featured today, you can find those in the description down below. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know what product range you want me to tackle next. I'll put it on the list. Let me know down below. Thanks for watching. I'll see everybody next time.